Hey food lovers, welcome back to my channel. I love steak. I make steak pretty much once a month at least with a baked potato and usually garlic mushrooms. Really depends on how I feel. Sometimes asparagus, sometimes a sweet potato. But I love a really good ribeye or filet. Really doesn't matter. Red meat, yay. Animals are tasty. Sorry, please don't cancel me. And I've heard it all. The best steak is done on a grill. The best steak is done sous vide. The best steak is done in the air fryer. Please don't make your steak in an air fryer. Oh my God. The best steak is in a cast iron skillet, y'all. Come on. So to get started, make sure you have everything in front of you. Get those mushrooms going first. They're gonna take the longest. And don't forget to preheat your oven to 425. You think the steak would take the longest, but nope, it's the mushrooms. Because you want to make sure that they have plenty of space so they can brown, so don't crowd them too much. Sometimes you might have to do these in 2 batches too. But if you have a really nice big brazier like I do, this is how you do it. You also want to make sure that you are drying out your steak, putting a seasoning on it, bringing it to room temperature for about 30 minutes. And then you want to just start browning those mushrooms in unsalted butter. That's really the biggest trick, unsalted butter. Salt will bring out the liquid in the mushrooms and they'll steam, not brown, so you need unsalted butter for this. If you're a baker, that's not a problem. You probably have unsalted butter, but I had to start buying unsalted butter pretty much just for the mushrooms that I was cooking. Sometimes add a little bit more butter if you need, and then I add the garlic as well. Really just kind of push that around until it's really fragrant, which is about 1 minute. It's probably fair. And then you want to turn that heat down once everything starts to come together and brown. And as these mushrooms are starting to finish, you want to get a rip-roaring hot skillet going and put your meat down in gently, little bit of oil, not a whole lot. If you oiled your steak, you don't have to worry about this. You want to sear it for 3 minutes to get a really nice crust. Don't move it around. You can push it down just a little bit if you want. Make sure that it's getting full contact with that cast iron. And if you don't know this, cast iron skillets are really affordable. Just look for Lodge. That's really the best brand that I've found, and it's great. And if you're like me, you probably have one of those really crazy BS venting situations above a microwave. I sometimes, if there's too much smoke going on, I have extra fans going so it doesn't trigger any alarms. You want to make sure that all sides of your meat are being seared as well. This is a filet, so it's a little bit thicker. I don't have this problem when I'm working with a ribeye usually. And you want to add in your garlic and herbs and more butter before you finish it in the oven for 10 minutes. At about 350 internal is about the right internal temperature you want for your steak. Then I have one of these really great steamer bags I put a baked potato in. Just add a couple holes and toss that in for 7 minutes. Pull out your steak and make sure that you take it out of the cast iron skillet and onto a cutting board to rest. Pour over a little bit of that extra butter if you'd like. But that's really important because it's going to continue to cook as it rests, so you don't want it in a hot skillet. Now this is my famous steak sauce. It's really tasty and super easy. If you have a little bit of A1 and sour cream, then all you add is cream horseradish to that, and it makes this really nice kind of sort of pink colored sauce. Well, actually this is looking more tan. If you're using HP sauce, it will probably be a little bit more pink since HP sauce has a little bit more of a red tint to it. And HP sauce is more like the British A1. Split open that baked potato, plate with your mushrooms, add a little bit of butter, or a lot of butter in this case. Damn, Jen. Usually have some sort of steak seasoning that I put on the steak that I also put on the potato. Sometimes I drizzle over some of that steak sauce because it does pair well nicely with that potato. A little bit of sliced green onions. I always have green onions or parsley. And then now it's time to slice your steak. Make sure that you had it rested for at least 8 minutes. You don't want, and the reason why is because all the juices kind of like go back in and you get more of an even color on that steak. Otherwise you'll notice if you slice it too early, it'll release way too much of that liquid and it'll be dry around the edges. All right, look at that. That is perfect. It's a little under in the middle, but I don't mind a little bit of rareness with my steak. Slice that up. and then arrange on your plate. Pick the best pieces like I do, because this is for the gram usually. Put it on top of that smear of steak sauce, and we're good to go. I add a little bit of black finishings, garlic salt as well, and pepper, of course. Look at that. That is a delicious meal that I have at least once a month. And if you have a little extra steak, you can make a steak salad or do steak and eggs the next day. Yeah, love being single. All right, well, if you love this video, please like and subscribe. Say hi to me in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.